What up? Welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. Today I am going to, first I want to say trigger warning. I'm going to be reviewing something that could be seen as controversial, alright? Something controversial, so trigger warning. If you're easily offended, then switch off now. I'm just kidding, I want to offend you. So, today I am going to review Old Malt Cask Dalmore 16-year-old. Okay, so that's an Old Malt Cask Dalmore 16-year-old, also known as OMC. First, I'm going to tell you why I've never reviewed an OMC before. I'm going to bitch about it. First, it's 50%, all of them. All of them are 50%. So someone in OMC decided, hey, you know what? We're going to make everything 50% because we think 50% is a blanket awesomeness for everything. That's bullshit. So that's my first bitch, by the way. It's not the case. But sometimes, because of the bottlings they put out, they do get it right. And in this particular situation, I believe they got it right on the 50%, give or take, of the Dalmore 16. But the second trigger warning I'm going to have is the review of the Dalmore itself. Dalmore. When you think of Dalmore, what do you think? The stag head, deeply, deeply dark spirit, and a famous somebody going, hello there. But that's because they work for Dalmore. I don't work for Dalmore, so I'm going to bitch about Dalmore right now. It's coloured. It's heavily coloured. When you drink Dalmore and you like Dalmore, great, good for you. But how much of that flavour you're drinking is actually caramel? Some people say, oh, the caramel has no flavour. I don't think so. Something so brown and mahogany has no flavour? What is this? Magic Lala Unicorn Land? You know? I just totally disagree. So Dalmore, to me, I've never really reviewed a Dalmore because every Dalmore I've had have always been heavily disappointing. Overpriced, overhyped, and overcoloured. In this case though, this is an independently bottled Dalmore. Something not quite normal, bloody fly. Something not quite normal in the realms of independently bottled out there, but something a little bit different. It is also a non-coloured Dalmore. Look at that. So when you get your Dalmore at the duty-free shop or any liquor shops, that's heavily coloured. That is what really it should look like. Okay, this is a refill hogshead. Look at that golden honey hue. So I'm going to review this. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to review this compared to my mental notes of the disappointments of Dalmores I've had in the past. So let's get nosing. First and foremost, 50%, which is higher than most Dalmore bottlings, if not all of them. I'm already getting quite a lot of potency on the nose. I'm getting a hint of a vanilla, a little bit of a sugar syrup, a coconut sugar syrup, an artificial green apple flavor like a Hubba Bubba chewing gum. You know those green apple chewing gums? I'm getting some of that as well. There is a distinct yeastiness to it, but overall very sweet smelling, quite sickly in fact, lightly spiced, a little bit of candied ginger, but the nose is quite pleasant and a very pretty nose. A slight herbaliousness to the nose. Thyme, rosemary, and just a little bit of peppermint. And the back end of nail polish. I just want to lay out there as well, when you do buy a Dalmore, usually you have to pay quite a bit for the age statements, right? So a lot of the Dalmores have different names to them. So the 12 is the most common, cigar malt, but you know, 16 is quite a decent age for a Dalmore. But so far, not heavily oaked, not heavy tannins, but a relatively potent nose, a pleasant nose. Now let's sip the crap out of this. Look, I think 50% is still a little bit of a letdown for this, because it's quite a soft whiskey. All the flavors coming out of it and oozing out of it is soft, and that's the issue with doing it at 50%. It's not so bad, but doing it at 50%, you underpower it. You immediately underpower it, and you're not assessing the whiskey itself for what it should be the ABV for. You're just blanket applying an ABV and thinking it's going to play right. This is my main gripe with Old Malt Cask. But as far as Dalmore goes, this will be the most compelling Dalmore I've ever had, because it is unique, it is different. Not heavily wooded. I'm getting some floral notes there. I'm getting jasmine. I'm getting a sweet kiwi fruit in the back end. But floral is the main note of this whiskey to me right now. But I'm not getting that much more. Let me just take a couple more sips. I'm not getting that much more. It's a little bit too mellow, a little bit too narrow. It's got distinct sweetness, but really a jasmine flower approach. It's got a greenness to it. I can't describe what the greenness is. I'd say a grassy note, a leafy note, like a leafy note, like a fresh green leafy note. A hint of caramel, not the color caramel, but actual caramel. It's a relatively narrow bandwidth of flavor. Is it better than a standard bottling of Dalmore? I think so. It is more unique, it is more interesting, the flavors are more potent. A lot of people think the darkness in Dalmore equates to flavor, but it's all coloring. So I would say that yes, it is definitely worth buying if you like Dalmore. But would I buy it again? No, I would not. In fact, I think that this just reinforces my view on OMC. It just really reinforced my view on OMC. I think they need to reassess their 50% blanket ABV. And that's really frustrating because they're appealing to the mass market who don't necessarily go out and look for those interesting ABVs in whiskies. I mean, I hear that Cadenhead is now cancelling a lot of their cask strength stuff as well. Everything is at 46%. And I think to myself, I think they'll live to regret that. I think they're going to have a lot more numbers, but will they retain the following that made them who they are anyway? I'm not sure. But these guys, look, Dalmore, very interesting compared to a normal Dalmore, but I'm just not a Dalmore fan. So look, let me know what you think. Why do you like a Dalmore? I mean, why do you enjoy a Dalmore? Apart from the super dark colouring, why do you enjoy it? Let me know. There's no right and wrong here, it's just my opinion. And until next time, eat, smoke, drink. Just don't drink a Dalmore.